Okay, cool. Do you want to ask the question, or I can ask you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's just get the conversation going. I mean, just the fact that they exist like so openly, I feel like is kind of what like blew my mind, because we're here in Texas and I'm just going to a coffee shop that my friend's like, oh, you should check this out. And then I look over and there's like 20 plus tables with jars of weed. And I'm like, not, that type of shock. I was like, what? This is happening here? You mentioned like what you look for, like, you're talking about like the terpenes. Like, can you go into that a little bit more? Like, when you are in the dispensary, and I know they all have their different displays and their different ways of showcasing their flower, like, what makes you pick one over the other?
I feel like so silly saying this. I look at the pictures, dude. I'll be scrolling and I'll be like, I just know which ones. Some are just a little stimmier, and like, I mean, they probably get me with the really frosty buds in the pictures.
Oh yeah.
Because the exotic ones that I always want, they're sold out really quickly. So I was like, I knew it was good. I'm gonna get that one next time.
So another follow-up question: since you look at the pictures, how do you feel about the names?
Oh my gosh, genetics. I would love to get into the genetics of these strains, because I know that that's like a whole thing out there too. Is like, I mean, it's cool to come up with the name for your brand or your product, but when it comes down to like genetics and stuff, that changes things, and that makes things confusing for consumers. So I do see some like common like sour diesel, Mindo milk, but then I also see some like, I don't know if this is a real strain, like Illuminati brunch and stuff like that.
That cheetah piss is fire.
Cheetah piss? I've heard
like,
that. That's a real one, right?
Yeah.
Midnight Oreos, is that real?
Oh. I have eaten Oreos at midnight, but I don't know about
the munchie factor. I can see, and then also like the flavor profile. Some things are like more dessert leaning, and so I see that too. But if anybody knows, are these real strains? I'm not judging anybody, but like the lineage of the plant, it's really important.
Like, what does this mean? Because we're putting it in our bodies, and we're telling people that it's medicine at the end of the day. And even if you're not using it specifically for medicinal properties, you're, using it for recreation, you're using it for cooking, like, you still want to have those results that you are expecting. You still want to know, like, if I'm getting wedding cake, I know how that makes me feel, because, maybe I use it to go to sleep, or like you said, you prefer sativas because you can work with that,
I mean, I think we're here to kind of elevate the conversation, because we see how the industry is almost not taken seriously.
Yeah.
And we're helping so many people. We are like changing people's lives with this amazing plant and all of the products that come from it. But what can we do to make people see it in a different light?
Yeah.
And so we're kind of here to get to the bottom of some of these questions. We want to talk about the science, we want to talk about the culture, and we want to talk about the history behind all of this. And so anybody who wants to talk with us, please reach out to us.
Yeah, we have our email, and then you can find us at No Bad Buds on Instagram, on TikTok, and
LinkedIn as well.
LinkedIn,
and YouTube.
We've had our eyes opened, I should say, to this industry. I feel like it definitely ignited my passion. I think I can speak for you and say the same thing. And especially our passion for cannabis. And so, yeah, 100% here to talk about.
I met her at MJ BizCon.
We were working together. Dude, that was a crazy time.
I launched my own weed podcast. Ooh. Are you proud of me?
Cue bong sounds.
I love that. Can we have that in post?